118 pounds. Chad Zaputil of the University of Iowa with a record of 11-0, and his opponent from Edinboro University, Lou Rosselli. And now the voice of Lehigh University wrestling for 24 consecutive seasons, Larry Sheridan. Larry?
Well, Shell, we've got a banner crowd here tonight, probably close to 4,000 people here on a cold night in Bethlehem, PA, but they came here to see some hot wrestling, and we're looking forward to it now. This is almost a preview of the NCAA tournament, which will be in Iowa in another month. But crowd here is anticipating some hot action, and of course, both wrestlers are going to be a little cautious. Referee George Chelmonic, assistant referee, you don't see in the picture right now, will be Mark Piven, or is Mark Piven.
Let's go, men. Offense. Offense.
Very quiet. Not much action. Both wrestlers feeling each other out.
Let's go, men. Offense. Both men. Let's generate some offense.
Chad Zaputil is in the blue uniform, and Lou Rosselli is in the red. Rosselli of Edinboro in the red. No score, just underway here.
Zaputil underneath, but still no action, and we've got 1 minute, 15 seconds remaining in this first period.
Rosselli on the season has won 27 and lost none. He is currently ranked second in the country. Zaputil in the blue is 11-0.
Warning on green. Back it out. Blue, pardon me. Blue, stalling. Get set.
One minute to go. No score. Zaputil of Iowa and Rosselli of Edinboro.
Coaches this year for, I believe it's the red team, is Andy Ryan of Wisconsin and Art Maughan from North Dakota State, and Don Murray and TJ Nelson of Western Montana coaching the other.
All right, man.
Larry, have you commented on the uniforms yet?
Over here? We have
No.
You can go to your bench.
Well, of course, as mentioned earlier, the uniforms, of course, are not the uniforms of the colleges. They are really representative of red and blue, and as you can see down below, Zaputil of Iowa is in the blue wrestling uniform, and Rosselli of Edinboro is in the red. Momentary timeout with 45 seconds to go in the first period. No score. Zaputil currently ranked first in the country. Rosselli ranked second. This is the first meeting between the two.
Neither one wants to incur that painstaking ranking loss. They're looking for seeding in the nationals, and they're being a little bit cautious. They're starting to warm to it now. Sound of applause you hear was for Ellen Sheridan, who walked in here.
And the Tar Heel alumni with her.
It's interesting to me that in a match between two men who are so capable, it's probable, Larry, is it not, that it's almost hard to find an opening because everybody checks off on everything you do.
Well, you're absolutely correct, but there's one attempt coming up, but still, we have this period about to end and not much action of anybody.
No score in the first period. Neither wrestler able to cash anything in. Andy Ryan on the left.
Blue defers.
From the University of Wisconsin.
Down, face me.
It's Andy Ryan and Art Maughan of North Dakota. Excuse me.
All right, bottom man gets set.
Murray, because Andy Rain and
bottom man set.
Don Murray are the coach of the blue team.
All right, top man.
And Maughan and Nelson are coaches of the red team.
Caution, blue.
Official on the mat is George Chelmonic, who referees a lot of matches here in the eastern United States.
One of the outstanding wrestling officials in the nation. And he those
snap back.
Great snap back.
We might get near fall points in that sit back. There's a combination, definitely near fall points. Zaputil really slams him down. We may get more than just a near fall. We may get a pin. Very close. Both shoulders for 1 second.
Minute and a half to go, so plenty of time for Zaputil to cash it in. Picks up 3 on the near fall and leads by a score of 3-0.
Remarkable strength, Larry, exhibited by Rosselli to avoid the tragedy. Just pure power came up off that.
It's probably the first. Might have a cut mouth. We'll take time out.
A lot of bleeding in here. Trainer.
Now watch, he'll sit out, and as he sits out, he goes back down to his sit out. Right there, the underhook and then the chin. And from that point on, it's time, and then we get 3-point near fall. So the score now is 3-0 in favor of Zaputil.
You can see how strong Zaputil is, Larry, to underhook him with one arm, leverage up in the air, pull himself up in the air and just snap like that. That's tremendous strength. Both men. Then they're 1 and 2, aren't they?
Minute and 10 seconds to go in the first period. A 3-0 lead for Zaputil.
Trainer working over there is Jack Foley, the brilliant Lehigh trainer.
Top man. Top man.
Beautiful crowd here tonight for this match. Geographically well placed, people from all over. We see Coach Mark Fowler of F&M. Others here, Dave Schultz, the Olympian. Many people here tonight in this audience.
Among them is, of course, Dan Gable's here. He's coach of Zaputil, and the
Bottom man gets set.
Rosselli's coach,
All right, top
we
man.
talked about earlier, and he's, of course, 3-time Olympic man Bruce Baumgartner. Rosselli escapes. 3-1. Minute 14 seconds time advantage for Zaputil of Iowa.
Just go back to the center, man. Activity in the center.
George Chilmonic saying.
Coaches Belaglazov and Hutchison of the home host Lehigh.
Crowd not into it yet. They're just trying to figure out who's red and who's blue, almost like we had to do for the first 30 seconds, because I'm used to red and green. Rosselli in on a leg, trying to gain the takedown, but gets nothing.
No, neutral. Nothing.
Rosselli of Edinboro in the red,
Get set.
trailing Zaputil of Iowa 3-1 as a result of that 3-point near fall occurring in his sit out earlier on.
The match judge is Mark Piven, or the assistant referee, I believe he's called in this particular match, as the second period comes to a conclusion with Zaputil of Iowa out in front of Rosselli by 2. Third and final period on the way, a battle of the unbeatens. Rosselli 27-0. Chad Zaputil of the University of Iowa 11-0. Zaputil ranked first in the country, Rosselli second.
Sit out by Zaputil, followed by Rosselli. Zaputil still has 1 minute and 3 seconds riding time as of now, and it's under a minute as of this point, score 3-1. Though in favor of the man on the bottom, that being Chad Zaputil of Iowa, who now leads 4-1.
So on the escape now, 1 minute and a half to go in the bout in what has really been a 118 bout with not a lot of action, only one takedown thus far, and a 4-1 lead for Chad Zaputil of the University of Iowa in the blue.
Just 2 days ago, Rosselli was the outstanding wrestler in winning his title for Edinboro at the Pennsylvania State Wrestling Championships.
Who won the championships, Larry?
It was Lockhaven. And duck under and a takedown coming up. No, we're out of position, I think. Too far out of bounds and no control.
Actually, as you could see, the toes were not in and no takedown awarded. Rosselli gave it the old college try with 50 seconds to go, but no takedown allowed.
I was going to say Chris Poff, but I only made that in jest. Carl Poff, the coach at Lockhaven, doing a very good job. Lockhaven winning that team championship.
40 seconds remain, and it's still a 4-1 lead as Rosselli failed to cash in 2.
One red. It's now 4-2, stalling against Zaputil.
So Rosselli now has narrowed the gap to 2. Riding time is not a factor with less than a half a minute to go.
But Rosselli boring in. It comes to the takedown. He attempts the shot. He has that ankle. Good counter.
Off they go. 19 seconds remaining. First period. Zaputil out in front.
Fans are now getting into it. They're kind of going for Rosselli. Rosselli is trailing by 2. Dives in. Comes around the back. Again, down low.
Yes, 8 seconds.
And gets the
Got the 2, and we're tied at 4-4.
Now it's all tied.
With 2 seconds to go, Lou Rosselli of Edinboro gets the takedown.
Potentially dangerous. There's still a second on the tick off. You'll see he dives in, gets the single, dives around, and eventually works the combination. So far it hasn't been a takedown, but at that point, here it is. Now there's the control.
1 second to go, so we'll have an overtime period. And that's all there is. And so the first match in regulation time ends at 4-4. With the #1 ranked wrestler in the country at 118 pounds, Chad Zaputil of Iowa, tied with Lou Rosselli of Edinboro.
Saw Dan Gable, he's seated up here to our left. I'm sure he's worked his way down near the
First score
edge.
wins. First score of any kind, takedown. Well, of course, it'll be a takedown most likely from the position. We did have a warning, I believe, for stalling against one wrestler, so that could enter into it.
Yeah, the referee could call it. Misses Rosselli down in close.
1.5 minutes to go in the first 2-minute overtime, tied at 4-4.
This is where Rosselli has to continue that momentum after he had developed through this match after getting caught in a snapback off a sit-out early.
Both men.
Yeah, that one move cost him 3 points, and he's picked up the others by virtue of a takedown, escape, and a penalty point. He was aggressive, but countered, immediately countered.
And that's it, the takedown and a 6-4 victory.
Zaputil just sat there waiting, and the moment Rosselli tries to go under, he's countered by Zaputil and is awarded Zaputil the winner.
Let's take a look at that final takedown, resulting in the 2-point victory.
Goes under, he's off balance. That right leg was too far extended and just snap, and Rosselli goes down to the mat on a counter. I mean, he initiated the move, but he was just in too deep with that right foot, lost his balance, as you could see.